Hello, folks. Osak here, joining you on January the 5th of 2025. And just wanted to kind of broach the subject. I keep seeing it referenced in other videos and kind of brought up here and there. And that is, what is, if you can only have one gun, let's say you're somebody that wants to be prepared, for whatever, for emergencies, and you don't currently have a firearm, all right? And let's say, you do have some experience in your background with firearms. Maybe you used to, go bird hunting with your dad, or you've just had occasion to shoot before firearms, and so you have some familiarity. Then what would be your, if you can only have one? Maybe you're just budgetarily constrained. All right, and you can swing one firearm, but you have other expenses going on that you're trying to cover, but you want to have something that will cover the personal protection aspect and the homestead protection and home protection. And so, I mean, there's a lot of philosophies out there. Some people will suggest a 22, uh, which is not a bad choice, especially if that's your first firearm and you have no experience. 22 in a 22 carbine is a great way to start. Okay, other people would counsel to have a like a 9 millimeter handgun or a revolver in 38 special, because it's concealable and it allows you to go about armed and be able to protect yourself. Also, not a bad philosophy. But again, some other people just want to have something again that's more of a something they can keep in their vehicle, that they can have at home, that is portable if they need to move about, but isn't necessarily going to be concealable, right? And so that's what I'm addressing here. And I think for a lot of people that a 12 gauge shotgun is the answer to that question of what should I have. Now let me explain why. And before I talk about the shotguns themselves, let me just talk about the versatility of the 12 gauge. And that's one of the huge reasons for me that I recommend the 12 gauge. If you have some experience and you've shot shotguns before, etc., and you just need to get something, that's why I kind of steer you towards, and in particular, my favorite is the pump action 12 gauge, and you can get a good quality, 12 gauge pump gun for as little as $250 or less. Okay, and the one I generally steer people towards for that is a Mossberg Maverick 88 security model. Okay, excellent shotgun for the purpose, and can handle all the different kinds of ammunitions that are available. And that's the where I want to kind of start off with, is the versatility. A lot of people are going to think right off the bat at protection, and in the first thing a lot of people will recommend is buckshot, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. Double-aught buckshot. As you can see here, I've got a Winchester and a Federal versions, and you can see they're both high brass, and these are both 9 pellet. That's the number of pellets of double-aught buckshot, which is 32 caliber. Okay, each one of those little balls is a 32 caliber projectile, and I think these typically are about 1,400 feet per second coming out the shotgun. Very effective. So this, as far as personal protection and homestead protection, very, very versatile, excellent choice. But it's not the only choice. You also have things like this. If you want to, let's say you're in an area where penetration is a problem within the house, for example, or just you live in close proximity to neighbors and you don't want, those buckshot pellets flying, because they can penetrate through a lot of housing materials. But basically, then you have choices like this. This is number 8 bird shot, so it's small pellets, and it's for closer in. It's devastating from me to you type distances. So it's very, very good for if somebody's breaking in your house and you don't want it to over penetrate, possibly, but still do the job if you land it on the bad guys. So another option you can go. Then there's also on the other end of the spectrum, you've got slugs. So you see here it's loaded with a uh, basically a rifle type slug, and these are really effective against vehicles. Goes right through the glass, auto glass. It will take out the radiator, and needless to say, if it hits the intended target, it'll do a lot of damage. Okay, and it also the range, it extends your range. You know, buckshot, you're good to typically maybe out to 50 yards. I mean, they'll go further, but they start to lose effectiveness. And but these will go out. I mean, I've seen people shoot these at 150 yards and hit their man-sized target one after the other, and so it's very, very, you know, feasible that way. It definitely extends your range. And it's also a good game getter for larger game like deer, which is kind of what their normal use is. Okay, but also for you know, in an emergency situation, a good defensive round. So there's a lot of variety of ammunitions available, and these are things that you can get at your local box store, your sporting goods store, the gun shop, online, all kinds of different places. And as far as like you know, how much economic, you can get a lot of shotgun ammo for not too much money, and it's something that because of the availability, you can just start with, you know, a certain amount. Maybe you get a hundred, you know, shells to start with, and then you just add on until you get built up to where you feel comfortable having enough available. Now let's talk about the different types of shotguns. Like I said, the pump shotgun is kind of my favorite go-to for this. This is my Mossberg 590. I love this shotgun. You can see here I put a different buttstock on it. It did not come with this buttstock. This is a Magpul buttstock, and it has an adjustable length of pull on it, and that was the main reason that I put this on. Besides, I like the ergonomics of it, the way it fits. But the stock buttstock that came on the shotgun when I bought it was a bit long for me, and I'm kind of an average, you know, guy, 5'9". Pretty normal average, but it was just a bit long for me. It just felt a little bit too long, and so this one I was able to adjust it to fit me. So that's why I like that. But anyway, the reason in general for a and this is clear, obviously got the action over here. Okay, so not loaded. The reason I like this one in particular is I really like the aperture sights. As you can see there, it has like a ghost ring, if you will, sight, and a high visibility front blade. And put that against the black there, maybe you can see that a little better. But that's a very quick to acquire, but yet as far as a shotgun is concerned, very precise sighting setup for this. Okay, and this one has a bayonet lug too. I don't think I'd be using that, but you know, who knows? You might want to have the capability to throw a standard NATO bayonet on there, or an AR-15 type bayonet. That's what it would accept. Okay, and very easy to put a sling on it as well. And the nice thing about these shotguns and the manual operation is that it doesn't. You can load it with any of these loads that you want. You don't have to worry about power level and how that will affect your gas operation if it's an auto loader, etc., etc. It's going to work because it's your arm that is doing the loading and unloading. Okay, so that's why I like this. It's reliability, and this one has a cylinder bore, which means there's no constriction on the choke, and so you can put anything you want through it. Slugs are fine. You know, the buckshots, it's made for buckshot and slugs really, but the bird shot will work just fine. It's not going to be as good for hitting if you're actually bird hunting with it, because the groups will open up. The spread of the shot will open up quite a bit, so you probably need to keep a little closer in for that. And but anyway, for self-protection and homestead protection, this is a great option. If you can only have one firearm, or you only want one firearm, this is a wonderful option for you to go with. And All right, so that's that, and it's also available all over the place. It's easy to find them, and they don't run that much. I think this is a nice, really nice one, and I think it was in the 600s if I recall what I paid for it. So that to me is kind of an expensive, more expensive shotgun. Although everybody knows that shotguns can go up to the thousands depending on what kind you get. Now another option, just to give you another example. Now you can go with an auto loader. You just have to be a little more careful with your your selection of ammunition. But another one that people like is a double barrel, and this one happens to be a Stoger, and I really like this shotgun. Talking about reliable and simple, it'll take again any ammunition you want. There's no cycling you even have to worry about. You just plop it in. It'll easily digest the little short mini shells if you want to use those. And you just pop the rounds in. I got a couple of inert rounds here, snap caps. Okay. And so just to show you that, you just throw the rounds in here like that. Just load them in. Got the action, and bam, bam, you're ready to go. This one has a single trigger, so it shoots left and then right. And then to unload, you just pop that open, and they slide right out. You slide out easier than actual rounds. The actual rounds with the plastic hulls might take a shake to get them out. This particular model does not eject. It just extracts. It has an extractor, not an ejector. Okay? So that's just the way this one's set up. So a lot of people like this. It's very short and handy. It's easy to operate. And again, it's even a little more versatile than even the pump shotgun. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you and explain why that could be the very best option for you if you want a single firearm for homestead protection and are just trying to decide what to get if you haven't made up your mind yet. Okay, so thanks so much, everybody. Hope everybody stays safe out there. We're living in kind of crazy times right now, obviously, and definitely is a good idea to be mindful of being prepared and taking the steps necessary to handle whatever comes our way. All right, God bless, and we'll see you in the next video. Oh, and obviously, if you like these vids, please subscribe, and if you like this particular vid, please give me a thumbs up on it. I appreciate it. And even if you don't like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs down. That helps me too. All right, appreciate everybody. Again, take care.